Something big is happening in the WNBA, and nobody wants to talk about it. Angel Reese, the so-called face of the league, the Bayou Barbie. The rising star, who's supposed to carry women's basketball into the future, has suddenly vanished. The official story, an injury. But here's the problem. Nobody knows what the injury actually is. No details, no timeline, no explanation, and while ESPN and the WNBA media machine celebrate her every rebound, every double-double, they're dead silent on this mysterious disappearance. Why? What are they hiding? Fans are starting to connect the dots. Skipped practices, missed games, even rumors of off-court drama. Some say she's protecting her brand, others whisper she's refusing to take losses on her record, and then there's the darkest theory of all. The league itself is covering up a scandal they can't afford to let slip. Because here's the truth, stars don't just disappear without answers. Not Caitlin Clark. Not Sabrina Ionescu. Not even Kawhi Leonard. But Angel Reese. She's gone, and the media refuses to ask why. Stay tuned because the secret they're protecting might change women's basketball forever. The Angel Reese story isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about control, silence, and what the league doesn't want you to see. Think about it. The WNBA spent the entire year promoting Angel Reese as one of its new faces. Every highlight package, every ESPN panel, every Twitter clip pushed her as the next big thing. Her double-doubles were treated like history-making moments. She was celebrated, not just as a player, but as a brand, a personality that could bring attention to women's basketball. And yet, here we are. One of the supposed cornerstones of the league is suddenly missing. No press conference. No medical update. No investigative reporting. Just a vague back injury and a convenient day-to-day status that never seems to change. The media that hyped her up for months, silent, afraid, or maybe even ordered not to ask questions. This is where it gets strange. Because this isn't the first time Angel Reese has disappeared. Back at LSU, she skipped games. In her rookie WNBA season, she missed crucial stretches. Even in summer tournaments like Unrivaled, she walked away before the big moments. And now, with her team struggling, she's nowhere to be found once again. Some believe this is about protecting her image. The losses piling up in Chicago don't look good for a player branded as a winner. Others argue it's a business move. Stay off the court, stay in the spotlight, and keep the brand strong while avoiding the grind of a losing season. But here's the bigger question. Why isn't anyone asking these questions publicly? When Kawhi Leonard sat out, the NBA media swarmed him. When Caitlin Clark tweaked her groin, reporters tracked every detail. But Angel Reese, it's as if there's an invisible shield around her, a story that's too dangerous, too controversial, or too politically loaded for the mainstream to touch. And that's what makes this different. We're not just watching a player sit out. We're watching a cover-up unfold in real time. The WNBA knows it needs stars. It knows it needs storylines. And it knows the Angel Reese brand is too valuable to risk with bad headlines. So instead, it buries the truth, keeps the details hidden, and hopes fans stop asking questions. But fans aren't blind. They see her missing. They see the silence. And they're demanding answers. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about Angel Reese. This is about what happens when a league decides image is more important than honesty. The silence surrounding Angel Reese has turned into something bigger than just an injury report. It's become a full-blown mystery. And the deeper you look, the stranger it gets. Fans expected transparency. When a player of Angel Reese's magnitude suddenly vanishes, the league owes answers. But instead of clarity, they're met with vague updates. She's day-to-day. It's precautionary. She'll be back soon. Yet days turn into weeks, and still, no Angel Reese. No public workout clips. No interviews. Not even a simple sideline appearance. She's just gone. That's where the conflict begins. Inside the locker room, whispers started surfacing. According to insiders, teammates have grown frustrated, not just at her absence, but at the fact that nobody is allowed to talk about it. Coaches deflect questions. Reporters get shut down. The message is clear. Do not ask about Angel Reese, and here comes the twist. What if this isn't about health at all? Sources close to the franchise suggest that the official injury report might be a smokescreen. The word back injury is vague enough to cover anything, from muscle spasms to something more psychological. But another possibility has emerged, that this was a calculated pullback, orchestrated not by doctors, but by the league itself. Why? Because the optics weren't looking good. Reese's Chicago Sky had been struggling, losses mounted, her shooting efficiency dipped. For a player branded as the face of the future, those stats don't sell jerseys. They don't generate headlines, they don't bring in sponsorship deals. The brand was at risk, and in today's WNBA, brand value is everything. Instead of letting her grind through a tough season, league insiders believe the decision was made to remove her from the spotlight altogether. Better to have her injured and mysterious than to watch her stock fall with every loss. The fewer games she plays, the less criticism she gets. The fewer questions she faces, the more fans keep speculating, searching, and talking about her. In short, absence becomes a weapon. But here's where it gets even more suspicious. Even her biggest rival, Caitlin Clark, has been under a microscope. With every move, every foul, every injury, every controversial headline is blasted across sports media. Yet Angel Reese, total protection, shielded by silence. Could it be favoritism? Could it be control? Or could it be that the league knows something the public doesn't? The first twist is clear. Angel Reese's disappearance might not be her decision at all. It might be the WNBA's decision. A cover-up designed to protect its investment. And that realization changes everything. Because if the league is capable of hiding the truth about one of its stars, what else are they hiding? As weeks dragged on, the silence around Angel Reese stopped being a mystery. It turned into a scandal waiting to explode. Fans who once trusted the injury excuse began digging deeper. And what they uncovered raised more questions than answers. Behind the curtain, insiders claim that Reese's absence was less about her body and more about her voice. Reports started leaking that Angel had been butting heads with coaches and even higher-ups in the WNBA. She wanted more control over her brand, more say in how she was portrayed, and she wasn't afraid to speak up. For a young rookie to challenge the system, that's dangerous. And here's where the reveal hits. Multiple sources allege that Angel Reese was forced into silence, not silenced by an injury, but by politics. Think about it. This isn't the first time the league has tried to control the narrative. When Caitlin Clark became the WNBA's golden child, the league pushed her everywhere: commercials, highlight reels, magazine covers. Meanwhile, Reese, who had just as much star power, was treated differently. She had the fan base, the social media dominance, the personality that could light up arenas. But she also had a rebellious streak. And in a league desperate to polish its image, that streak wasn't seen as marketable, it was seen as dangerous. That's when the escalation happened. According to whispers, Reese didn't just want to play ball, she wanted to call out the double standards. She wanted to expose how some players were treated like untouchable stars, while others were boxed into silence. And when she made her frustrations clear, that's when the so-called injury appeared on the official reports. But here's the shocking twist. It wasn't just the league. Her own team, the Chicago Sky, may have been pressured to play along. One insider went as far as to say they'd rather bench her under the excuse of an injury than deal with her calling out the league publicly. It's damage control, not player care. And the evidence is piling up. No photos of her in treatment. No footage of her courtside in street clothes. No real updates from doctors. Just recycled phrases, day-to-day, personal reasons, team decision. It's as if someone is deliberately trying to erase her presence. Without sparking outrage, the revelation is chilling. Angel Reese's disappearance may not be about basketball at all. It may be about power, a young star standing up to the system, only to be shut down in the most brutal way possible, by being hidden from her own fans. And now, the question isn't just where is Angel Reese? It's what truth is the WNBA so afraid to let the world see? The moment whispers of a WNBA cover-up began circulating, the reaction was nothing short of explosive. Social media turned into a battlefield, fans, athletes, and media personalities all throwing fuel onto the fire. On X, formerly Twitter, hashtags like #FreeAngelReese and #WNBAExposed started trending overnight. Fans flooded comment sections, demanding real answers. Where's the medical report? Where's the transparency? Some even compared it to famous sports scandals, calling Reese's situation the biggest cover-up in WNBA history. And the reactions weren't just from random fans. High-profile athletes, including NBA stars, jumped into the conversation. One veteran player tweeted, "Silencing young black women in sports is nothing new, but doing it in 2025. The world is watching." That single post alone racked up millions of views, forcing the league's PR team into crisis mode. Sports media outlets also pounced on the story. Debate shows ran fiery segments questioning whether Reese was being punished for speaking out rather than being protected as an athlete. Analysts compared her case to Caitlin Clark's nonstop media push, highlighting the double standard. Some journalists even accused the league of trying to manufacture a narrative, painting one player as the hero, while conveniently sidelining another who dared to break the mold. Meanwhile, Reese's fans, known for their loyalty and passion, weren't staying quiet. Entire TikTok accounts popped up analyzing her every absence, every public sighting, every vague update. From the team, some went viral with breakdowns like, "Notice how the sky posted about everyone but Reese. That's not an accident, that's erasure." Even within the WNBA, tension was boiling. While most players kept silent, likely under pressure, a few couldn't resist throwing shade. One anonymous player told a reporter, "They say injury, but we know the truth. Angel's not the type to sit down quietly. If she's not on the court, it's not because she doesn't want to be." The louder the public outcry grew, the more awkward the league's responses became. Instead of clarity, the WNBA released vague press statements filled with day-to-day evaluations and team decisions, offering nothing concrete. This only fueled suspicion, making the league look guilty in the court of public opinion. And here's where it really got messy. The mainstream media finally picked it up. Major outlets ran headlines like "Where is Angel Reese?" Questions surround WNBA star's disappearance, and fans demand transparency from the Chicago Sky. Once the national spotlight hit, the WNBA couldn't brush it under the rug anymore. The industry's reaction was split. Some insiders defended the league, saying fans were overreacting, but others whispered the same thing everyone feared: maybe Angel Reese really was silenced for being too outspoken, too powerful, too uncontrollable. At this point, the narrative had slipped out of the league's hands. The cover-up theory wasn't just speculation anymore, it was mainstream conversation. And with the world watching, the WNBA had a choice: finally come clean, or risk their credibility collapsing under the weight of their own secrecy. Just when fans thought they'd seen every angle of this drama, the real bombshell twist dropped, one that turned the entire WNBA upside down. Late-night reports surfaced claiming that Angel Reese's injury wasn't an injury at all. According to anonymous insiders, Reese had been benched intentionally after refusing to comply with internal team policies. One source even claimed she clashed with management during a heated locker room meeting, where she allegedly called out the franchise for protecting Caitlin Clark at all costs while leaving her to fend for herself. This wasn't about basketball anymore. This was about power, control, and silencing a player who dared to challenge the system. Screenshots began circulating online, supposed text messages between league officials discussing Reese's media strategy. One line stood out like, "Fire. We need to keep this quiet until Clark solidifies her spot as the face of the league." Whether real or fake, the damage was done. Fans believed it, and that belief shook the WNBA to its core. Meanwhile, Angel Reese herself fueled the flames without saying a single word. She posted a cryptic Instagram story, just 3 words in bold letters: "Y'all will see." Within minutes, it went viral. Millions of fans took it as confirmation that something sinister was happening behind the scenes. Here's the kicker: while the league scrambled to contain the fallout, whispers of a tell-all interview started spreading. Word is, Reese has already been approached by major networks, with one insider teasing, she's ready to expose everything. When she talks, it won't just shake women's basketball, it'll shake all of sports. That single possibility, Reese breaking her silence on live television, has everyone holding their breath. If she truly reveals what insiders suggest, we're not just looking at a WNBA scandal, we're looking at the kind of sports conspiracy that could rival the biggest controversies in history. The league wants this buried. The fans want the truth. And Angel Reese, she's sitting right in the middle, holding the nuclear button. The only question left, when she presses it, will the WNBA survive the fallout? So here we are at the edge of the storm. Angel Reese's future, the WNBA's credibility, and Caitlin Clark's rise are all colliding in a way nobody saw coming. If the whispers are true, if Angel really exposes the league in a tell-all, this won't just be another basketball headline. This will be the scandal that rewrites women's sports forever. Think about it: a star player silenced, a billion-dollar league accused of cover-ups, and fans demanding the truth. That's not just drama, that's history in the making. And you've just seen how deep this rabbit hole goes. But the question is, how much further will it spiral? Will Angel Reese finally drop the truth bomb she's been hinting at? Or will the league succeed in keeping her quiet? And most importantly, when the truth comes out, will fans ever look at women's basketball the same way again? This is where you come in. I want to hear your voice. Do you believe Angel Reese is being silenced to protect Caitlin Clark's spotlight? Or do you think the media is twisting the story for clicks and chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this isn't just a story we watch. This is a story we're living through together, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and join the movement, because when Angel Reese finally speaks, it's going to shake the entire sports world. This is bigger than basketball. This is truth versus power. And the next chapter, it's going to blow everything wide open.